Okay, this is Dr. Williamson, working homework problem chapter 5, number 53, 5.53. Says how many grams of phosphorus react with 35.5 liters of O2, oxygen gas, at STP to form tetraphosphorus dicoxide. So they want to know the relationship between this and this, right? So I know that from this, that for every 1 mole of P4, I'm going to need 5 moles of O2. I also know that the molar mass of P4 is for phosphorus. That is 123.986 grams. So if I figure out the moles of O2 that occupies 35.5 liters, I can then figure out how many moles of P4 it will have to react with. And once I know the moles of P4, I can get the grams of P4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve the ideal gas law for moles. And I'm going to have N equals PV over RT. And STP means 1 atmosphere and 273 Kelvin. So I'm going to go 1 atmosphere. That means exactly 1 atmosphere, by the way. 1 atmosphere. So that's not 1 sig fig. It's an infinite number of sig figs. And it's a 35.5 liters. Okay. R, it's kind of a big, long, kind of clumsy thing. So I'm not going to write it by hand. That's 0.08206 liter atmospheres per mole Kelvin, right? Okay. And the temperature, STP is 273 Kelvin, 273 Kelvin. And I'm going to check here. Atmospheres, cancel with atmospheres. Liters with liters. Kelvin with Kelvin, and I'll be left with units of moles. Yes, I want you to show all this stuff cancel out. So when I do that, I'm going to get N, the number of moles of O2 is 1.58 moles of O2. So now I'm halfway home. So I'm going to take my 1.58 moles of O2 times, that's messy, right? Let me just put it right here. For every 1 mole, excuse me, for every 5 moles, of O2, I will need 1 mole of P4. So now I know the moles of P4. And then since I know the molar mass of P4, for every 1 mole of P4, it will weigh 123 0.98. That 8 is sloppy. 0.86 grams of P4. Okay, check my units. Moles of O2 cancel with moles of O2. Moles of P4, oops, okay. Moles of P4 cancel with moles of P4. And I will get, for my answer, equals, okay, 39.2 grams of P4. Solid. So the problem said, how many grams of phosphorus react with this much oxygen at STP? The balanced chemical equation. I know for every 5 moles of oxygen, I'll need 1 mole of phosphorus. I calculated the moles of oxygen that will occupy 35.5 liters at STP. Once I know the moles of oxygen, I know the relationship between moles of oxygen and moles of O2 because of this part, right? And then I know the molar mass. I looked up phosphorus and then multiplied it by 4 because that's what you'll get for P4. And I got 39.2 grams of P4. Okay, that's problem 553. I hope that helps.